Imagine turning just a few thousand Singapore dollars into one of Asia's most powerful real estate empires. That's the story of the Kwek family, a dynasty that built City Developments Limited into a global powerhouse. But behind the glittering skyscrapers and billion-dollar deals lies a tale of family feuds, ambition, and control. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button. We bring you untold stories of Asia's billionaires every week. Background of his father and how he got into business. Kwek Beng was born in 1941 in Singapore, but the family's business roots trace back to his father, Kwek Hong Peng. Hong Peng was born in 1913 in Fujian, China, and migrated to Singapore as a teenager with almost nothing. He began small, helping his brothers in the family's humble trading business. And in 1941, he co-founded Hong Leong Group. The startup capital, just about 20,000 Singapore dollars, a modest sum at the time, but it laid the foundation for a massive empire. Hong Leong started with building materials, banking, and trade, before slowly expanding into property. Early business ventures. Kwek Beng studied law in London, but returned to Singapore to join his father's business in the 1960s. Instead of practicing law, he chose to immerse himself in the group's ventures. His early years were spent on calculated risks. One of his first moves was steering Hong Leong deeper into real estate. In the 1970s, while many firms were hesitant to take bold bets, Kwek aggressively acquired land parcels, often borrowing heavily. For instance, in 1972, the group invested about 50 million Singapore dollars into land purchases and property development projects, a massive risk for the era. But these moves paid off, cementing Hong Leong's position as a serious player. Real estate empire. Under Kwek Beng's leadership, the family's crown jewel became City Developments Limited, which started as a small, loss-making property firm. Kwek took over CDL in the late 1960s, and with shrewd foresight, he transformed it. By the 1980s, CDL was leading Singapore's real estate boom. Kwek wasn't afraid of scale. He invested hundreds of millions into bold projects like Republic Plaza, completed in 1996 and still one of Singapore's tallest skyscrapers at 280 meters. CDL also expanded internationally, acquiring hotels, resorts, and residential projects from London to New York. Today, CDL operates in over 20 countries, with more than 350 subsidiaries. The scale of their business empire. The Kwek family's empire now stretches far beyond Singapore. Through Hong Leong Group and CDL, they control assets worth over 100 billion US dollars globally. In hotels alone, their subsidiary Millennium and Copthorne Hotels owns more than 150 properties worldwide. Marketing budgets for these global ventures often ran into tens of millions annually, with expansion budgets crossing 500 million US dollars for major acquisitions in Europe and the US. As of 2025, Kwek Beng himself holds an estimated net worth of 8.5 billion US dollars, making him one of Singapore's richest men. The family fortune, spread across multiple branches, is even larger. Controversy. Father and son feud, Kwek Beng versus Sherman Kwek. But great wealth often brings family drama. In recent years, a quiet but notable feud emerged between Kwek Beng and his son, Sherman Kwek. Sherman, born in 1975, took over as CEO of CDL in 2018, but reports suggest his leadership style has clashed with his father's traditional, hard-nosed approach. While Beng built the empire on bold risks and aggressive land banking, Sherman leans towards sustainability and more cautious expansion. Media outlets in Singapore have hinted at disagreements over billion-dollar acquisitions, with Sherman pulling back from deals his father might have pursued. Though not a public war, insiders describe it as a generational struggle over how to steer a global empire in a new era. From humble roots in Fujian, China, to commanding a multi-billion-dollar global empire, the Kwek family represents both the promise and complexity of Asian business dynasties. Skyscrapers, hotels, and billions in assets, but also the tension between tradition and modern leadership. Don't forget, we showcase Asian billionaires and their stories. Leave a comment below and tell us, who should we cover next? And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. More incredible stories are on the way.